Hello and welcome. I'm Damon Bruce. Good to have you along for the NBA here on 2K Sports. Thursday hoops. It'll be Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls facing off against the Houston Rockets. And now things about to get going. Let's turn to Kevin Clark and Steve, who've got the call in Houston.
Say the movie, dog.
Welcome, everyone. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, ready to bring you all the action along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And brought to you by State Farm, here's a quick look at our starting lineups. Okay, first for the Bulls, Derrick Rose is out there with Jimmy Butler. And down low, the two-time NCAA champion at Florida, the 6'11 tornado of energy and effort. It's the big man, Joakim Noah. Then it's Dang, and it's Boozer in at the 4. And then for the Houston Rockets, Jeremy Lin is out there with Harden. And inside at center from Turkey, one of the best defending big men in the game, 7-footer Omar Asik. Then there's Chandler Parsons. And it's Smith in at the 4 slot. Tip-off goes to Houston.
You know what? Even though it didn't end the way the Bulls wanted it to, it was still another solid season as they were a force on the road.
Now here's Lin. Clock at 6. Now the pass to Parsons. Houston needs to get a shot off. Launches a 3. Lin, Harden outside. Back to Smith. He's covered by Dang. Second chance shot. Now the feed to Parsons. Harden feeds to Smith. And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Tom Thibodeau.
Well, guys, we spoke of just how good he thinks this team can be as a defensive unit. He said that's one thing he's proud of his guys for is how they rarely get caught out of position on an assignment, saying, if you play against us, you will earn every point.
Thanks for the report, Doris. Steve, Clark, your thoughts on their defensive focus here?
Well, it's the right strategy, Kevin, because you have to play to your strengths as a team. You can't get away from who you are.
And that's right, Steve. Their strength is certainly what they do defensively. They can rattle folks.
We play just over a minute here in the first. Rose against Land. Outside Rose. Shot clock at 5. Dishes it to Boozer. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Boozer's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Bulls. Harden gets a screen from Smith. Harden dishes to Smith. Passes it to Parsons. Harden kicks to Lin. Over Rose. Another miss by Houston.
Well, one of the great stories that we've ever seen in the NBA took place a year ago. Linsanity, they called it. The emergence of Jeremy Lin as the Knicks point guard. Pretty amazing. He had been cut several times, but the Knicks thrust him into that starting role, and he just took off with it.
Now here's Boozer. After Jeremy Lin's miss from 11 feet away, Boozer no luck.
Really high-quality shot there, just a little off with his release.
That miss right there will definitely leave him shaking his head.
Harden against Rose. Noah with a screen on Harden. Rose goes in. Noah. Oh, the one-hand jam.
Pretty significant lapse there on the defensive end, guys.
Yeah, those are the ones, you just can't allow that.
No, if you're giving up dunks and layups defensively, you're in huge trouble.
And Steve, you go back to that incredible start for Jeremy Lin. First player on record to have at least 20 points and 7 assists in his first 5 starts.
And let's dig into those numbers even a little more, Kevin. In those 5 games, he set the record for the most points scored by a player in their first 5 starts since the NBA-ABA merger back in 1976. Remarkable.
Now Boozer. James Harden missing on the 3. Fade away. Boozer gets the bucket. Boozer's got his second bucket of the night. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Kicks it to Parsons. Back to Harden. Houston moving it around. Parsons passes to a sheet. Count the bucket. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
Well, the Rockets just missed being part of the playoffs. Based on the record, the 9th seed in the West. That doesn't get you anything but a number next to your name, really, and good luck for next year. They were in it, though, right until the end.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Bellinelli comes in for Carlos Boozer. And it's Heinrich in for Derrick Rose. The quick pivot move got him the angle.
Looked like the defense kind of backed off him, and he took advantage.
Going back to the Rockets, only 2 games back of Utah for that 8th and final conference playoff position. Steve, looked like they just kind of ran out of gas here at the end of the year.
Well, they were right there down the stretch, Kevin, but Utah was a little bit stronger. I think injuries may have played a little bit of a factor as well for Houston, but this is a team that you expect to be in the mix year after year.
Here's Bellinelli following the basket by Thomas Robinson. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Beverly. Harden dishes to Robinson. Over Gibson, and Robinson gets it to go on the assist by Harden. Bulls have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Gibson setting the pick for Heinrich. He feeds it to Butler. Over Delfino, and it's Butler missing. On the wing, Harden. Puts it up. It's blocked. Here's Bellinelli. Makes the lead pass. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Bulls lead by 2. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. Established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end.
Heinrich with it. Looking for his first bucket of the game. Outside Dang. Dang off the pick from Noah. Dang kicks to Rose. Shot clock at 6. In low to Boozer. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got his 3rd assist on the night.
I don't think there's any question about it. Derrick Rose is the most athletic point guard in league history. I mean, he's so tough to stay in front of. He's quick, he's explosive, he's strong. He's developed his outside shooting ability, and he's really become just impossible to deal with defensively.
Garcia's shot is good.
And hard work on the boards, guys, leading to that putback.
Chicago leading. Heinrich outside. Right side Rose. He gathers. Gets it to go. Rose has got his first points of the game. And going back to what Clark was saying about Derrick Rose, they say for great scorers, the best thing you can do is keep the ball out of their hands. But when it's a point guard, Steve, like Rose, how do you keep him from the ball? He's always got the ball in his hands, bringing it up court.
Yeah, it's impossible. I mean, you can't keep the ball out of his hands. What you try to do with Rose, Kevin, is stay in front of him and not let him get in the paint. Easier said than done, of course, but make him a jump shooter. He's really improved in that area, but still, if you force him into jump shots, then you're going to be doing okay.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Gentlemen, one thing you love about the Chicago Bulls team is the culture they seem to have established of defense and unselfishness. Big man Carlos Boozer said jokingly, "Our biggest problem is we may be too unselfish." What a great problem to have. We've got subs who easily could start for other teams, and they've accepted roles because they know they're part of a great team. Our team spirit is about one thing, and that's winning. All that matters is our record. Kevin?
Well, they've got it right, Doris. When you win, all the accolades take care of themselves.
Ran him right off the tough pick there, and that freed him up for the J. And you could actually see it on the Bulls' faces and in the body language of the players last season when Rose tore his ACL, Kevin. It just took all of the wind out of their sails.
Now, here is Harden. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Chicago calls timeout. What's interesting is that Rose had missed a lot of time last year with the team in the regular year, but the Bulls weathered the storm. But once they knew it was gone from them, having him in the lineup, I'm sure they felt like it's a different story now. And Steve, they acted differently themselves.
Well, it's one thing to weather the storm during the regular season, but to deal with the absence of a superstar in the playoffs is a totally different deal. And you're right, you could see the difference in the Bulls once the playoffs started in terms of their belief in how far they could go. And the defense really has to pick it up here, guys. They allowed themselves to get picked too easily.
He kicks it to Parsons. Beverly guarded by Heinrich. The dish now to Delfino. He dishes it to Smith. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Shot is no good. Heinrich outside. The pass to Bellinelli. Back to Heinrich. Backs him down. Fades away. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. They get a hand on it. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Kicks it out to Harden. Beverly carries it from three-point range.
Well, it was a dismal start from the field for them in the first quarter, but they're finally starting to turn it around.
Well, I don't think it could have gotten any worse, partner. I mean, you figure they had all their bad misses out of the way and should be good to go now.
So it's Chicago now after the Rockets pick up 3. Butler kicks to Bellinelli. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Deng can't get it to go. Rockets trail. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. The 11-footer. No good from Delfino.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Now here's Heinrich. Pass to Buck from the wing. And Gibson kicks to Bellinelli. Good on the three-point shot. Bellinelli's got 5 now.
Well, he can shoot the 3. We know that. But I'm not sure the D does. I mean, they weren't anywhere near him on that possession.
Smith sets the pick for Harden. Beverly trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Outside Butler. Right side, Butler, and that's not going to go. And we're through 2 here in a good one. It's the Bulls up by 5. Well, folks, stick around here at halftime for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's halftime, and I'm Damon Bruce, ready to bring you our halftime show. The Bulls have been rolling along. A dominating performance offensively. They're getting everything they want. A valuable contribution so far by Carlos Boozer. He has 6 points, and look at the work he's been putting on the floor. In terms of field goal percentage, he is taking quality shot after quality shot. And midway through, the Rockets are still alive. Their outside scoring is letting them down so far. And without that threat from outside, their offense is bogging down, unable to spread the floor. James Harden hasn't been able to get it going. It hasn't been pretty. He's only got 1 make from the field. That's it for us here in the studio. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Gotta like what Carlos Boozer's been doing in this game.
Seems like every time he's gotten the ball down on the block, guys, he's had his defender at his mercy. I mean, he's eating this team alive.
Yeah, he really is. The big man is doing major eating down there in the paint. I like the way he's mixed up his approach, too. He's kept the defenders off balance.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, plenty of players have needed to wear face masks at certain points in their careers. But there's one player for whom the mask has become a permanent fixture, and that's Rip Hamilton. After breaking his nose 3 times, he was in danger of needing major surgery if he broke it again. So he's worn the mask ever since. Rip said, "I take pride in it. That's like my cape. There's a lot of great players in the NBA, and that separates me from everybody else. So I love it. It's my identity, and I'll wear it the rest of my career." Kevin?
Well, Doris, it is a signature look. Thank you. Harden the pass to Smith. He flies to the bucket and lays it in. Smith's got his first bucket of the night.
And what you love about James Harden is his passing ability. You know that he can score, he can shoot with range, he can put the ball on the floor, get to the rim. But he's probably the best passer on the team as well, and he also has a great beard.
Now here's Rose. Double team on Rose. Noah on the wing dang. Lets it go from deep, and that one's good. And the Bulls lead by 8.
Well, you have to play him tough. He's just too good.
And James Harden, you said it, Steve, not just a scorer. He really, Clark, sees the game.
Yeah, I love that about him. He sees and feels the game. Those are guys that just have a knack for being in the right position and right place and understanding pace and rhythm of the game. And his rush hour handles, boy, I tell you, allow him to do things that very few players can do in the paint.
And here's Harden after the 3 moments ago from Luol Deng. Harden dishes to Lin. Off the drop step. And the rebound goes to Boozer. Boozer's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Rose against Smith. Rose goes in, puts the lead pass in front of him, and finished off by Noah.
2 hands for safety, 1 hand if you want major elevation.
That's right. That's right.
You know you can get up higher with 1 hand. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It really is true. I mean, you can extend better with 1.
Well, whatever he did, whatever it was, it definitely worked, Clark.
The Bulls leading by 10.
You know, some folks would look at the Rockets last year and say maybe they overachieved given their lack of a true superstar, Kevin, but I disagree. I mean, they are a young team that has some depth, and they've got some talented players. I say keep an eye on the Rockets.
Now here's Lin, looking for his first bucket of the game. Harden kicks to Lin. Goes up with the stripe. Good on the jump shot. Clark, with the Rockets, it's true. You know, they might have snuck up on some teams, but I agree. They have the talent to play well, consistent, well coached, and Steve, I think, headed in the right direction.
I agree, Kevin. I think they've done a nice job of amassing a lot of talent the last few years. But the question is, do the pieces fit? And where do they go from here? Ultimately, you have to make the puzzle work. And I think that's where Houston is right now, just still trying to figure it all out.
And it's Rose missing.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
Delfino kicks to Lin. Over Rose. Lin's shot is off.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
Rose against Lin. Now here's Gibson. Defense right on him. Heinrich outside. Fires the 3. That's good. Heinrich's got 6 points.
And you look at Bulls head coach Tom Thibodeau, considered by a lot of people to be the architect of the defensive philosophies that have been embraced by most of the league. And that is loading the strong side of the floor in the half court, kind of zoning up, basically, and then sending the ball handler baseline into help down on the block.
Here's Rose, following the score by Houston. He passes to Heinrich. Back to Rose. Heinrich a screen on Lin. Lin against Rose. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. And it's Boozer that time, and the assist by Rose. Rose has got assist number 5 here tonight. Well, Steve, going back to Coach Tom Thibodeau, our listeners might say, well, he's only been a head coach for a couple years. How could you be so influential? But prior to that, he was an assistant coach in the NBA for 2 decades. And really built a nice reputation.
And whether it's in Houston or Boston, he's always played that key role in creating the stingy defensive schemes that he's known for. Obviously, he's taken those to Chicago now. The Bulls have been one of the best defensive clubs in the league the last couple of years. So Tom Thibodeau, no question, an excellent defensive coach. Now, the offensive efficiency has been really important. I think that's been the difference.
Well, you know, I think it's pretty simplistic, but it does oftentimes come down to this, making shots. And that's what they've done. Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
And it's his poise at the offensive end that impresses me most. This guy is unflappable.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Bulls lead by 13. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next.
Double your money and make it stack.
Rockets trail by 13. The feed now to Motiejunas. Shot is off. Nice D from Dang.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim, that's exactly what he can give you.
Now here's Rose. Over Smith. And it's Chicago scoring again.
It's been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
Garcia with the ball. Bellinelli is covering. To the middle. Here's Smith. Good on the leaner. 60 seconds off the clock here in the 4th. Outside Rose. And it's blocked. They get it back. Noah kicks to Rose. Feeds it to Bellinelli. Clock at 4. There's a good screen. The 3. The shot is off.
Well, with that much space off the pick, you've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times.
Outside Butler. Dishes to Rose. Pass to Bellinelli. For the 3. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Timeout called the Rockets.
You know, the Bulls have been a regular fixture in the playoffs since joining the league, literally. I mean, with the help of Michael Jordan, they have become, along with the Celtics and Knicks, one of the most storied franchises in the Eastern Conference.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Kevin McHale address his team. He told his guys, it's time to turn it up a little and try to make a push. We've worked too hard to come away empty-handed. Let's put this thing away. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
Heinrich passes to Butler. The kick out to Boozer. Puts one up from 19. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. And with 6 banners hanging up in Chicago, the city has really cultivated a lot of pride and a winning tradition here with the Bulls. And you know, Steve, that goes a long way. You were a Bull player at one time. You know all about that pride.
Yeah, no better place to play in the NBA than Chicago. When you're winning, the whole city loves it. Obviously, Michael Jordan was the main reason for that era. But so much history now before the Bulls, and they sell out game after game. Unbelievable fan support.
Now here's Noah, and Boozer throws it down.
It's not enough for the defense to just get into position. They've got to get in the way.
He took what they gave him and cashed in.
Yeah, he paid it off.
Yeah, in a big way. Superb finish.
Lynn against Heinrich. Shot denied.
He just can't get a good feel for his shot at this point. That's one of the reasons they're losing.
Boozer kicks to Heinrich. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. Kicks to Noah. It's off his foot. And the refs whistling a kick ball. Bulls making a switch here. Rose is checked in. Gets it to go. Rose has got 4 points in the quarter.
Carving them up inside there, Kevin. I mean, the defense has been vulnerable in there.
Yeah, that's 3 straight field goals in the paint area. That's really good offense.
No good from Delfino.
Tough three-point try there with a hand in his face.
Boy, you'd be lucky to make that one against great defense.
Rose off the bid from Noah. Rose goes in. He feeds it to Dang. 6 to shoot. Guarded by Harden. Fades. Good D by Harden. Rockets have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. He kicks to Delfino. Goes up on the wing. Another miss by Houston.
He doesn't really scare a defense at all. You've seen him miss quite a few just like those.
And here's Rose. There's the dish to Dang. The 3, and that one's good.
Not much drama left in this one, guys.
No, it hasn't quite exactly been a nail-biter. I mean, it's going to be a great win for them, though.
Looking to end the run. Harden can't hit. Here comes Derrick Rose. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose.